Hello everyone, and today this episode we are going to create banker and transition entity model. Okay, let's get started. Let's enter to our project. Today we are started with banker entity. Okay, let's cd into our project. Bank mini banker. Okay, here we are cd to our bank server. Okay, now let's start with our VS Code. Here we are. And this we will run our server bit in this terminal. Okay, we are going to run it. We are going to execute this command yandev. Now we are create the new entity file by banker banker.ts. Okay, now let's take copy from our customer file all to this. Okay, we copy all this to our banker. Okay, now we paste this, and banker didn't have to read this information. Now let's delete this, and the address also we keep this too. But one thing we are going to is we are updating to client model. We are using client must be have a balance. Okay, now we have balance. Balance we are use story in number. Okay, and type we are using numeric. Okay, column type could be numeric. Okay, we can select by one thing this numeric waste numeric. They have a lot many. Okay, now we are writing. Here we are numeric, and then we are get to the bank. Bank don't have money or don't have balance, and bank is using employee number. Bank could we have. Now we delete this, don't need this. Address we use it. and we are using employee number. This we are using string. We're using string. And we use a column is unique because we don't want all employee number with the same character, so we are using numeric. And we need the length is to be 10, maybe. What's okay, 10. For now we have all banker. We want this information, we want it. Now let's execute to our server. Let's see our server. Okay, now we go to our database to check the bank. Okay, banker, we need to rename this for banker, and other is could be okay. Banker and class also banker, not customer. Okay, now we execute the entity. Then we go to our PG admin to check our database. Where's our PG? Okay, here we are. After we have created all the new entity, then we are going to connect banker to customer and customer to transaction. Okay, now I use my password to enter this. Okay, I think I got it. Database. Okay, I can access. Now we have banker. Let's see we can have all the database like this. Okay, now we have username, password, last name, address, email, employee number. Okay, and the transaction table, we are going to copy this. Now we create the new this is a bit transaction database entity table. Now we copy this. Okay, now let's copy from customer to our transaction. We have we don't store this or we don't want this. Okay, now we are changing entity name to transaction also class 2. Transaction class. Now we got transaction card, so we are going to create this. Could be type of transaction. Type of transaction. This could be enum. So type we will create enum. So we create export enum is exports enum type, transaction type. This we will take some a little bit type transaction. Wow, my computer is so crazy. Okay, now we have the deposit is to be deposit. Yes, we equal deposit. We increase deposits. The next we have withdraw. Okay, now we got a transaction enum. We will take this to train enum type. Okay, now we will use this transaction type. And the one thing we got to use would be amount. This could be string. No, number. Amount is the number, and type numeric are the same. Numeric. What have been wrong? Okay, numeric also the same one. Numeric are the same one. Create as, update as, this is all we need. Okay, now we execute this table to try to check. Okay, now we refresh this. Getting, I hope we're getting 3. Okay, now we got 4 model. Now let's check this. Okay, now we have a transaction model. We have type of transaction and amount of transaction. So the last thing we are going to relationship with a client. client we using from one example. We have client or customer. I use it. Sorry, this customer, they have transaction one customer, they can have one transaction. Sorry, could be okay. And one customer can have transaction 2. Customer can have transaction 1. Could be like this. So this relationship must be 1 to many and many to 1 is where from one customer can have many transaction. Yes, and one transaction can have only one customer to be on this. So now we are going to create relationship transaction with our customer table. Okay, now we have customer. So customer, we are using customer. Now we import this from customer entity model. Then what we can do for relationship, we can add for many to 1. Yes, many to 1. So we are using this callback function to create customer, and we have a customer. And this customer can have a transaction. One customer can have many transaction. Okay, now transaction must be many, so we copy this and go to our customer. So we go to the last thing we have. Okay, now we paid transaction here. Okay, now we import transaction to our customer relationship. Okay, now we import this transaction. Transaction must be transaction array. Now we use array, and for the column we have 1 to many, because transaction we uses many to 1, and customer we are using 1 to many. Okay, now because we are using one customer can have many transaction. Okay, okay, now we import this 1 to many. So the callback function also the same with the transaction. Now we call transaction. Yes, and we have transaction. Now we have transaction to connect with our client, our customer to be the transaction. Okay. So this, sorry. So if we enter this will the column, the field type must came from transaction. So we are getting find our customer. Okay, so we have our customer. Here we are. So, and the one thing we should do is if you when we are going to be delete something from, we're going to delete something from transaction, but we could not delete for right now because it's connect with our customer model. So we using this on delete. Yes, on delete we using Cascade now. Okay, Cascade, because if you delete the transaction from customer, the link is relationship link is must be automatic delete too. Okay, this much semicolon. And we let's check out. Okay, here we also use the same cascade like the customer. Now also on delete the same cascade. And the other one, we are using the joy column. The name of joy column, we put the ID, customer ID. Okay, now we and this transaction we are using joy column. Make a transaction name. We using customer transaction. Okay. And the last thing, we have customer to our banker. Let's split our banker entity to this. Okay, now we have all this is with the same data we are using. We are going to cut this first name until this, because we have customer entity also the same with banker entity. We are using this. We are going to create the utility extension, because if we have this base entity, we also have the same data like this, but we have create utility entity. We are using personal. Okay, personal dot ts what sorry personal dot ts entity. Now we take this. Also we need this. We are going to be copy from this, and now we create entity. We also use it. What's okay? Now we have a personal entity. We don't need the table to be listed outside, but we are using for extending to this entity. So we will copy this and paste this. Now we don't want it, we don't need this, and here is also to update. Okay, now we export this entity as personal. What's personal entity? And for the customer, for the banker, we using this, and we are going to delete this, and we import our personal. Import personal, util. Okay, now we import our personal data for extending. Now we personal. Sorry. And this could be so we using our personal this bit entity to be extend this information. Now we copy this, and we will put the bed entity. I hope we are getting all the same data. Now we don't want this from bed entity. Also primary generation column, we don't want this. Sorry. Okay, now in our customer entity, we are also do the same with the banker. Now we are going to be delete username and to be this, and we will import this. We will import this also the same, and we will extend with personal like a banker. Yes. Now we bid entity, we don't want this any, and also primary. now we got all the same. I think we are got the same data from after we update this. Let's check. Okay, now we refresh or check from our banker. I think we have the same data, like we update this. We just update this. Okay, now we have also. Thank you. Let's see our customer entity. I don't want to update any data. Okay, also we have entity balance. Now we have balance. Okay, this could be right. So the next thing we are going to use we are going to create a relationship between a client with banker. Let's see how we are with the client and banker. We have too many also, like this. Custom banker. Custom one can take with banker one, and custom one can have with banker 2, custom 2 can have with banker 1. Okay, and custom 2 can have with banker 2. So we are connecting this like a mini to mini. So now let's take have a banker. Now we going to create the new banker. Banker is could be the same. Now we import banker. Now we import banker to ours, and from this, from our customer to banker, we are using many to many. Yes. Also the same banker. Banker can have also banker but we don't want this to be in. We don't want this to be in the same table, because we are going to be create the new table. We are going to use a cascade. And okay, it could be true because we are going to create the new table relationship between banker and client table. So our banker must be like this. Now our banker table, let's check what we have. Banker table, we have client, any client, oh no, sorry, customer, many, yes, many customer to be customer. Francis. Now we import this, and this we will transition to operate with many to many, yes, many to many, like a client. Okay, we use the cascade also client, customer, yes, I think so, yes. Cascade we also same through. And join this table from banker, we are create join table. We are going to be create the new one. Name is banker. Name is table is banker client, banker to customer. Okay, sorry, I always wrong with customer and client because I using client a lot. Sorry. So now we are join the column. We using create a table. Don't be worried. It's a table. It could be banker. Name, okay. Name is banker. Next, and we are reference with column in. We are different with column ID, yes, ID, because all we will have the same ID also. Customer and have ID, banker also we have ID. Now we are relationship with ID, and the we use the inverse column. Okay, we will see inverse join column, yes, inverse join column. Transaction name is client, so this could be name is customer. Okay, and reference we have also the same. In banker entity we are using the ID to be relationship with customer, and we also using the ID and customer. We have only customer. We have many customers. So now we let's execute this. What's wrong? Okay, I forgot this. Forget this. Sorry. If we okay, I think we are the new table for relationship. Now let's check. Okay, and we are going to be refresh. Okay, here we are. We have banker and customer. Now we let's view. Okay, now we have only banker and customer to be this. If we using connecting many to many, we must create the extending entity or model like a table to be relationship many to many. Our database must be consolidated. So this video we have been to create a customer, transaction and banker entity. So we will do the order. The next step we are going to create the route and create many routes. So this video we are part this and start it. Thank you for watching. I hope you like and share this video to your friend. Thank you. See you the next episodes.